Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown, the largest international curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you decided to join us to watch some of the top teams from around the world participate in this event. My name is Jesse Hamonic, and I'm the Vice President and Country Head of Nutrien Ag Solutions Canada. Like farming, curling brings our communities together, and Nutrien Ag Solutions is committed to promoting the diversity of sport within the communities where we work and live. We're so grateful to the Western Showdown team for allowing us to partner with them to bring you this event, and I want to wish you all, the teams, a safe and successful event.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Curling Showdown. We're so glad you've decided to join us to come see some of the world's best curlers participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the Branch Director for RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and support of curling in our community, we're also proud to support the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Curling Showdown, as RBC is committed to working with our community to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the community in which we live. Thank you to everyone on the organizing committee for putting this great event together. And on behalf of RBC Dominion Securities, enjoy the tournament.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Not yelling, fighting, right? Yeah. It's good. Easy.
Got it. up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Swift Current is great because everybody that we do business with, we know on some sort of personal level.
What I love about Swift Current is the vibrant arts and culture community.
I really like Swift Current. We are not a big city, but the size of the city is really good and we have everything.
Swift Current is a great sports town, great teams and great fans.
People say, good morning, hi, how are you, even though we don't know each other.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Going to end underway here in this men's qualifier action from the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. If everyone can hear me now, this is Sean Joyce. Wyatt Small will be joining me here shortly if he's not online already. Interesting first end, a lot of rocks in play. A nice draw by Michael Brunner with his final stone to pick up the single. Sam Mooibroek with last rock as we begin the second end here. Start to this end, something we've seen a lot this week. And you'll see a lot in a number of these top-level competitions. There's just so many ways you can start an opening end to drop the first stone into the ring. The corner guard is thrown up. Then they protect the center. And the attempt to come around actually touches the guard. Now, that guard had not been on the center line, had it been touching the center line. That would have been a violation of the no tick rule. It's just offset. Wyatt Small with me now. Wyatt, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can. And so can everyone at home. Or wherever you might be watching from. Slight overcurl on the guard, but not enough of a port there, I don't think, for him to come through and make a play on shot rock. That is the fifth stone of the end, so Sam looking at peeling now, and it looks like a double peel, I think. He's kind of got a couple of options here, Wyatt. The way he gestured, he's thinking double peel, and if you hit it a little thick, it goes through the port, you might still shot rock.
Yeah, might even drag back and grab the yellow in the house if they're lucky.
It's hit solidly on the second one. Nudges the red. Boy, that cleaned up a lot for him. Got rid of all three yellows and moved his own guard a little farther away from the center line. Just the three red stones left in play, all on the corner, all belonging to Mooibroek. This is the second. Romano Meyer. Andreas Gerlach is the lead. Anthony Pataud, and apologize in advance for any of these names that I might get wrong. Here's the third, and Michael Brunner, the skip. For Mooibroek, a young team out of Ontario, I have to admit I'm not familiar with them at all. Sam Mooibroek is the skip. Colin Schnurr, the lead. This is the second. Nathan Steele. And the third is Scott Mitchell.
Fun fact is I am also the fifth man for this team.
Ah, well, you should be able to tell me lots about this team.
Yes, we have spent lots of hours together this season so far.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you a question right off the hop. Then, do they know that they're playing in a Bonspiel in Canada? Because this is back-to-back games against Swiss teams for them.
Sorry, what was that you said?
Do they know they're playing in a Bonspiel in Canada because they're playing teams out of Switzerland for the second game in a row?
I know, it seems like we're playing in Swiss.
Yeah.
In Switzerland, 2 back-to-back Swiss teams. We're starting to see that more and more this season, a lot of international teams. I don't think it's exclusive to this season, but just every event we have entered so far, we seem to be playing a lot more international teams.
Strong international contingent here in Swift Current. We talked about it a little bit on one of the games I was doing yesterday as well. I think there's 3 Swiss teams on the men's side alone. American team, a Korean, Japanese. Nicholas Levine, that's Sweden. I'm probably missing one yet. I think there were 7 or 8 international teams in an 18-team field. That draw coming a little heavy, rubbing off an opportunity for the Mooibroek foursome to perhaps sit 2 behind cover here. One thing that's been true this entire event, big late movement here. This with Curling Club. Plenty of room by the guard, just right down under the face of their own. Needs a couple inches separation. They are. I was maybe too quick. I was going to say they are sitting 2. It is tough to say who's second shot right now. Trouble for the Brunner team either way, so looking to make the run back now. The guard makes the run, kills both Reds. Catches that yellow just beside the rings on the side. Still ruddles out of play. Looking to come down, would have let the top button same as his first stone, a little bit more weight, and didn't really get the finish on that second stone. Nudges the yellow back a little bit. He is shot rock, but fully open. Oh, that's interesting. That's aggressive. Brunner thinking about trying to roll under the guard. Now to do that, he's got to jam the red onto the yellow. He can't get it out of the rings and get the roll. Looks like that's what they've decided on. Aggressive call, but with all the guards on, as we look towards the house for the hack end, all the guards on the left-hand side, he can overroll that guard. There's still no path to get directly at the shooter. And that rock that he's going to jam at the back of it'll be in the back 8 foot, just nibbling the 4. Would be second shot with no way to get that shot rock. He's thinking steal here. Working hard on the brush. This is really curling. Looking for a little bit of late movement, so an overroll. Rolls to the edge of the button on the other side of the guard. Did tap it into the yellow at the back of the 8th and expected. So Sam looking to come down, sit on the face of that yellow. He's going to have to move it back a couple of inches to get a shot rock, I think. Nice to move it maybe a foot, foot and a half, and give yourself room to get in for a second one on your last shot. Boy, this is really towards the guard. Going to be on the guard. They're sweeping now just to try to chip that guard as far out of the way as they can. Opens up a port towards shot rock for his last one, but the problem is where his shooter rolled, if Michael Brunner puts one guard up there, you don't have a path into the button area anymore.
Certainly makes the last stone draw quite difficult.
I don't think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be a running.
Yeah.
I should ask you, Wyatt, you mentioned you're the 5th for this player, for this team. Are you in Swift Current? Have you played it all this weekend, or are you doing this from home?
No, I'm doing this remotely. I'm back in Waterloo. Exam season, so I'm busy with school.
Too bad only because it would have been nice to get the opinion of somebody who's been on the ice. And I did have a chance. I did one of the women's games this morning, Robin Silvernagel's team. And Kara Kevino was texting me after the game to tell me a little bit about what they were finding with the ice. The one thing when you're not in the curling club, you don't always hear directly from players to get some direct information.
Yeah, I've certainly been watching enough of the game so far on the stream to kind of get a good idea that there seems to be a fair amount of curl.
And it's late.
With all these ice.
And it's late. It's late finish, so you don't have to be tight by a guard at all.
No.
The Brunner with the guard, and I think the only shot Sam's got left, probably the run-in on the stone that he threw with his first one.
Yeah, we can see him going and lining it up now.
You have any insight on the kind of weight he'll play
hard?
No, well, yeah, there is some risk. If you over curl, you could pick your own out of the back of the 4 foot, but I mean, I don't know what else you've got. And that's not as, it looks dramatic in the house, but really at point of contact, that's only about a 1 inch over curl.
Yeah, it is a fairly long run, about slightly higher than a halfway guard.
Needs to hit about 3/4, 7/8. He's in danger of getting to that over curl. Good job by the brush to hold it. Sam Mooibroek, outstanding shot with his final, makes the run.
Great deuce.
That's how you pick up 2. Sam Mooibroek with a 2-1 lead over Michael Brunner after 2 ends of play. It'll be Brunner with last rock when we come back.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough? Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet. And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea? Great idea. Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Third end underway. Talked a little bit last end about how there's only just so many ways these ends can start. Center guard was thrown up. In this case, Michael Brunner elects to come into the corner. Colin Schnur being asked to remove that stone. I'm sure, Wyatt, you're going to say it was never in doubt. I want to go back to that last shot made by Sam. And great shot, but let's give the credit where it's due to the brushes. I tell you, when that rock started to curl, I didn't think he was going to be able to hold it. And an outstanding job on the brush.
Oh, most definitely. Especially with how much and how late these stones are curling. I was
well,
a little
concerned
myself.
Earlier. Yeah,
it did.
Early. I
Yeah.
thought it was gone.
No, terrific sweep by Colin on that one.
Now you see one of the quirks of the rule, because it's the no-tick zone. When they knew they were going to make contact with the guard, they actually swept for more curl because he made contact with the guard, but he left it on the center line, so no violation.
Exactly. The rock will stay. I'm sure Sam would have been quite content with that stone being removed, but I think this is an equally good result.
Important for the Brunner team, though, if they violate that no-tick zone, the yellow stone gets removed for play. So at least they've got a stone up there of their own that they might be able to use later on.
Exactly.
The rule hasn't been used a lot yet, and that was a high level of awareness. I thought that we're either going to lose our stone or we have to try to tap that pretty close to straight back.
Especially with ice that finishes so much late. The tick rule really doesn't come into play all that often at this level. So you can get by a tight guard by a good amount of room and then still fully bury.
No more tick zone, no more free guard zone. This is the sixth stone of the end, looking for the run back. Going to over curl it just a little bit, drives it by everything in the rings, and rolls to stagger the two center guards now. Couple of options here for Mooibroek. Could elect to throw the guard on shot rock. Looks like the call is to come into the top 8, kind of give it that Christmas tree effect, sit 3. That's always nice at the skip when they put the rock right where you tap the ice. Let's put the Reds all in kind of a line. Still a chance for the run back. Brunner might be able to move 2, maybe 3 stones here. If he hit it just right, they actually could move all 4 of them. Gets 3 moving and clears up the traffic in front of the center line. Not really setting up for a steal here, even though he's sitting 3. So thinking perhaps that yellow guard is the most dangerous one on the rings or in play. Going to remove it and try to roll into the rings. We're sitting 4 right now. No guards left. First indication for Brunner that we're just going to play this hit and try to roll in behind the redstone. Just rolled into the ring. It would be a short raise. Now he's indicating roll farther over, try to freeze the stone in the back of the 4-foot. And I don't know, it could be an either or. I don't know whether he's just showing him plan B or if that's the call now. It's the hit. Does roll in behind stone top 12. For Brunner at this point, it's all just about trying to get back to a blank situation. So you want to put rocks in a spot where anytime Mooibroek takes one of yours, he's got to take one of his own with it. And for Mooibroek, and in this case Scott Mitchell, he's going to try to run it straight back and keep both of the Reds around. Shooter stays just out of the rings, however, and now there might be a triple available.
Bit of an unfortunate outcome, that last shot. Having stuck that shooter would have been a big deal up there.
Would have liked to hit it right on the nose. Yeah, exactly. Continue to sit 4. Probably doesn't roll over that far if he dead noses it either. Might have rolled into the open, but gets 1, gets 2, and the third one spinning. Will go at the back of the rings and past the back line out of play. Sitting 4 3 shots ago, and now we're looking probably a blank end here.
That just speaks to the caliber of some of these men's teams, able to clear up numerous rocks within a few shots.
Mooibroek with the hit, stays right there. Brunner will look to exchange stones. Any thoughts, Wyatt, on where Sam might like to roll with his last one? Want to stay right there? Preference at all?
I'm thinking he's going to try to make the blank pretty difficult. So ideally, you'd probably try to want to go all the way over behind that little biter up there that's not quite in the rings.
Yeah, I don't think we can get there.
No. So
that rock's not going to be high enough up in the rings. I think if you roll that far, you're probably out the back.
Yeah. So I don't think there's much we're going to be able to do other than just concede the blank and head to the fourth end.
Doesn't appear to be any real tricky spots on this ice where you could maybe get half a mistake, get a nose hit or something.
No, it's looking pretty even as well. Yeah.
I put you on the spot with the question, but it really wasn't fair because in a lot of cases, even to make a decision on that, you have to know that it's not your own team. You've got to know it's kind of the opposition. You've got to know if there's a spot on the ice where you might be able to get a mistake out of them.
Exactly. Sometimes there's a ridge you can hide a rock on if you know the opposition is really setting one turn, and you might get lucky with a few, but the playing surface is looking pretty even out here, and both teams are equally matched with a high caliber of execution. So just going to see how it plays out.
Makes the hit. Looks like he was playing for the roll back towards the center line just to make the rollout a little longer. Or at the very least change the shot.
Yeah, he certainly played a fair bit of weight at that last shot, so wouldn't be totally surprised if he was trying to roll a little bigger than he just did.
Might have been thinking, well, if he was going to try that big roll across that we were talking about, it had to be flat, so he's going to have to throw it hard.
Yep.
On the brush right out of the hand for Michael Brunner. He's going to be a little thick on the first one, but with that big weight and these lively rocks, easily rolls it out of play. We've got a blank end here in the third. Sam Mooibroek with a 2-1 lead over Michael Brunner. It'll be Brunner with last rock once again in fourth.
I've been farming on my own right for 40 years now, I think. It's a very wholesome enterprise. You have very, very busy periods when you have to go hard. So many of our windows are so tight that you just can't afford to miss a couple days of seeding.
When a producer places their trust in us, that when it's time for them to be able to make their living, we're going to be there. That's a tremendous responsibility that is not a one-day-a-year thing, right? In order to actually deliver on that, you have to build your processes and you have to build your team and you have to have a mindset of operational excellence because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And it's our job to make sure that they don't go wrong. Or if they do go wrong, that we can fix it before it affects our customer.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
2-1 as we begin play here in the fourth end. Center guard was thrown up. The difference here in this fourth, as opposed to the third, Michael Brunner throws the corner guard this time. Now the come around attempt. Wyatt, it's rare for me to get a chance to talk to a representative of the team while we're in play, and I don't know your team very well. Tell me, how many events have you guys played so far this year? I'm going to assume this is the last one before Christmas. What have you got coming up in the new year?
Yeah, before Christmas, this was our last event. We've got, in the new year, we have an event in Duluth, Minnesota. That's kind of our tankard preparation event.
You done a fair amount of travel this year?
Yeah, we've had an event in, obviously the team played the U25 out in Edmonton earlier this season, as well as the Halifax Stu Cells. So we've kind of hit our coast to coast. Edmonton not quite being the other coast, but out west from where we are in Ontario. So it's been a good season. A lot of events so far.
Well, they're off to a strong start here. 2 wins to start things off and a chance to qualify here this afternoon.
Yeah, one game away from that qualifying A side, which that's always nice because then you get some time off. Events that are a triple, I mean, all the players obviously love the format of a triple, but if you get a couple losses, you can have some multi-game days, and it can certainly make for a long weekend.
I don't think when you're still eligible for U25, you're really allowed to complain about that. Fatigue is not supposed to be a factor. Things getting cluttered up again here in the fourth. That was the fifth rock, so Michael Brunner has the option to start peeling guards now. I don't think he'll be playing a straight peel here. He's looking at whether or not he can run something back, or does he play the double peel on the Reds? He could play the peel on the guard that was just thrown across the top of the other Red guard, maybe get all 3 Reds.
Yeah, he's got a few options with this shot.
Looks like he's playing it mostly straight back, and it's an either or. If you're a little thin, you catch the second guard, make the double peel that way. If you miss the second guard, I don't think you report it. I don't think there's any way it goes through the house without clipping the shot rock. Gets the double peel, gets the shooter towards the divider, but I don't think it touched, so it's still in play. Just looking to replace the guard on shot rock here. That's nicely lined up. We were talking last end, Wyatt, about how easy it is for some of these top men's teams to remove a lot of rocks. Well, the other side of that is you leave any kind of an angle with a run with a guard like that, and you will play both of them and roll off. So really critical to line them up as well as he just did.
Yeah, placement is huge. You have to, when kind of strategizing against your opponent, you have to give them a lot of credit. You have to assume they're going to make some of these tough shots.
It's not an area play. It's a very precise line that you need on these guards.
Exactly.
Looking to run the yellow back. Will catch the shot stone. Removes it from play. The run back stone rolls out as well. So nothing in the rings now.
Looks like we'll continue to draw around this red center guard. Wonder if the ice conditions are just changing on them, because that's 2 shots now that have come up a fair bit lighter than what they had wanted.
Would be. I think the whole part of the discussion here is, do we need to clean this up? Shot rock is only in the 12-foot. They're looking at coming around it. He also talked about playing quieter weight and just try to move some things back, leave some rocks in play. You actually could play just the double peel too. You don't have to play. So you play it as you look at it. It's crouched down from the outside side. Play it over the top. You can get all 3 of them. But if you play it the other way, you can just double peel the guards and leave that stone in the top 12-foot. Roll off the center line with the shooter. Looks like that's what they're playing. Played the double under the stone in the ring. He left the guard.
I think that's a good outcome for Team Brunner. Certainly going to make certainly going to make us think about what to do here.
I don't know what Sam is thinking here. He's playing the guard because this is the one to get off. Like you saw him, he didn't look thrilled about the call because he knows that after you make this, Michael Brunner's going to come around something. Not much you can do about that. Certainly didn't want to roll there. He's left a cluster on that right-hand side from the overhead. And there's enough of a fork, I think, he could get between the red, the yellow, in behind those 3 stones. Like you're indicating, even if we had to rub in off the red stone, there's a way to get in behind those 3. There's no good run-back opportunities to try to get at shot rock if you can make this. Nice line, actually, just a little bit of a rub. I think they might have been a little worried that he was deep. It didn't look like they were panicked on the sweep. Didn't look like the weight was that bad, though. Of course, we talked about it last time when Michael Brunner tried to cross center with his draw. We haven't seen a lot of draws where they're attempting to cross center, and maybe just the amount of curl caught them off guard. They didn't know what to expect. Everything is kind of coming into the center line. You don't see too many crossing it. Got Mitchell with the hit on that Yellowstone, rolls back to the center line. Looks like there's enough room to play that same draw again. Still going to be a tight port coming through. Coming to Cloud now, the third. This gets to have a little more room. He's still on the red one. Really curling now. And that's the benefit of having seen that path already. They knew it was going to break hard off the center line. Comes to rest. Edge of the 8-foot just behind the tee line. Does mean if Scott Mitchell could follow it down, he could take everything away on that side. They're staying close, waiting for the line call. Now they have to get it to curl a little bit more. Just by the red. Will come down, sit on the corner of that yellow, nudge it back a little bit. Oh, maybe a little too far. I'd like to stay a piece in front of that Yellowstone. It's a tough port to get through on a draw. It's not going to be any easier with any extra weight. Just barely wide enough to get a draw through there because you can curl through that port. You're going to have to throw this hit. Looks like they're throwing fairly quiet weight at this too.
It's a real finicky spot here. It certainly likes to take its time to curl.
But really breaks off that center line. The hog line is still on the red guard, just got it by, and just enough weight to pass it through the back. With Brunner sitting 2 for the time being. It'll be Sam's turn to try to make that port. Probably just enough room to get slightly across the face, which would roll towards the red at the back, or pardon me, the yellow at the back of the 8-foot. Even a couple of inches, tuck a couple of inches under the 3 corner guards. I don't know if you'll be able to get this out again. He's going to be close to making the roll. He's got the port earlier. It just didn't finish the same. Gets to the nose, but no roll underneath. With the strip down, if Michael Brunner with a chance to come through the port, he can get any kind of roll underneath. That brings 3 into play. I don't think there's any chance you can roll broom side. I think anything on the broom side, he's clipping his own faster. Indication from Ramona Meyer might be that it was a little strong. Still curling. Once they through the port, they'll go for extra curl, try to get the roll under cover. I don't think it was strong at all either. I would put the same weight as the last 3 hits, just enough to pass it through the back. All Sam can do is come through and make the hit again. If he hits it this time, I'm not sure who's going to be shot. I think it might be the yellow at the back of the 8-foot. Is Sam thinking he might be able to see enough to play the double? throw more weight to play the double. He's looking at the run double now. Probably about 5 feet between his rocks. Actually, he's going to go after the wider one, this stone in the 12-foot. So he's only got about 3 feet between the red and the yellow. Probably feel pretty confident he's going to make contact with the first yellow at least. And, coming through the fourth, I don't think he could get shot rock anyway. This might be worth the risk. I think he needs to get what he can see. He's looking for about a third of the rock. On the brush early, he's got to get by the high one. Catches his own fairly thick. Just a little too thick to make the double, but does jam it onto the yellow stone, drives it out the side. So it's stone just raised in, sitting now at the back of the 4-foot. It's shot rock out in the open. Michael Brunner will have the open hit. He needs to stay anywhere in the rings to pick up his deuce, and he'll be all tied up again. Didn't miss that backstone by very much. He doesn't have to be much thinner on the first one, and he gets both yellows there. And again, saw the indication the weight might be a little bit firm, so they go the offside sweep, trying to get the curl, and they will. Come right up to the nose. Michael Brunner with his final stone, 6th in, picks up the deuce. We're all tied up again. Sam Mooibroek with last rock in 7th.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough? Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea? Great idea. Let's talk more about next year.
I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Tie game as we begin play here in the 7th. Sean Joyce, Wyatt Small here with you at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Live from Swift Current on SaskTel Curling Stadium. The other team throws the center guard with the first one. Colin Schnurr with the come around to the top 4-foot. Looks like the call for Brunner will be to come down and sit on the face of that. There's no secret here about what the teams would like. Michael Brunner wants to see somebody score this inning. Take a steal, and take a force. He just doesn't want to see a blank end. And for Sam, a blank end would be probably the top of the wish list. But you also have to be conscious if that other team is going to try to force you. It's one of the things that I've said before. Sometimes when they're trying to force you, they'll force you to 3. And you have to be ready to switch gears and let them do that.
I don't even think it would be crazy to say that we would be all right with a steal as a secondary outcome behind the force. I think we'd prefer that than being, or behind the blank rather.
It's a fair question, and probably one I should have posed to you. Are you one of the teams that would rather be one up?
Yeah, I think we are. Not one up. No, I think we'd rather have hammer in the last end. Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and it's not unheard of for that question to come up in an end like this, where you might have the last shot choice. Do we play for 1, or do we just, if you happen to be facing 2, for instance, with the last one, do we play for 1, or do we just hit and roll out and give them the single? I've heard lots of teams say they would rather be the one down and have last rock, but in that situation, you won't see very many teams hit and roll out on purpose and give up the steal.
No, I think we would prefer the blank here, but giving up a steal is not the end of the world.
The blank is top of the priority list, but again, if Michael Brunner tries too hard to get the force, and we've seen this happen plenty of times, team in this situation trying real hard for the force, ignoring a few too many stones, you have to be conscious that there might be an opportunity that pops up for 2 or 3, and you have to be ready to switch gears as well. 5th rock of the end being delivered now. Looking for a longer guard. Now you have to expect that Sam will start moving some granite. Just the double peel here. I don't think you want to bring this into the rings at all. I think you'll want to try to catch the second one fairly thin if you can. Across the face, get the second one thin, kill both yellows, and roll the shooter out of play. Be a little thin on the first one, misses the second one. Michael Brunner will continue to throw guards for the time being. We expect that Sam will continue to throw the double peel. On the one hand, you hate to look too far ahead, because every time I do that, I tend to jinx somebody and then miss something. But if you just continue to exchange shots here and at some point kind of make the double peel, later on in the end, you're going to see Michael Brunner play the double on those 2 reds, roll to the corner, and it comes down to that exact scenario I just described to you, where he's going to be facing 2 with a decision to make. You take 1, or do you hit and roll out and give up the steal?
Yeah, I don't think that's much of a question for our team, knowing our team, but I think other teams might have their own strategy.
Every team, I think, has their preference, and it's a general preference, but then if you come down to the conditions you're playing on in a given weekend, too. They've already put 2 deuces on the board in this game, so probably pretty comfortable that they can generate 2 if they need it. Some ice conditions, it's not as easy to generate a deuce.
No, certainly. And you also have to look ahead knowing that Team Brunner is going to be playing that last end, knowing they cannot give up a deuce. Obviously, they play that way without hammer for most of the game, but I think they'd be trying just that little bit harder in that last end.
get those two guards a little closer together now, might be the best chance to get it to double peel, and he's thinking about not playing it.
Yeah, I think they're lined up so good. You play that double peel, you might not lose your shooter.
In a lot of cases, this comes down to a question of timing. When do you want to make a move? I would think if they're looking at coming into the rings now, they're concerned that if they play the peel and only get one, that Michael Brunner will make a play on the stones in the rings on the next one. I don't think he will. I think he'll throw at least one more guard. Still only on third stones. To get to the inside, they're looking at trying to get to the inside of their own stone, maybe nudge it back a little bit. If you get there, that's great, but there's not a lot of air. And if you're right on the nose and just tap it back, you could leave a triple. Shot rock will be buried behind two guards. I don't know how you feel about this one, Wyatt, and obviously you're not going to say anything negative. I'm not loving the call. Actually, I'd be happier if they wanted to. You could corner freeze the yellow, and that wouldn't be a bad call.
That's certainly probably a plan B somewhere along the line. If not, they're plan A looking at Sam's broom right now.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think if we were ever freezing...
Good. Going to come up a little bit short, acts as a guard. Does change things for Michael Brunner as well. He's probably at this point thinking that a blank's not looking like something he has to worry about, but now suddenly he has to worry about giving up three. Thinking they can come around with the outturn, get you enough of their own yellow stone to put it into the red. What kind of weight they're looking at playing with that. Probably not real big.
No, you'd have to be cutting it pretty tight to that second yellow guard.
If you're throwing it quiet, you're probably not removing the red from the rings altogether. Just moving it back.
Probably just punching it open, too.
Yeah. So I think they've opted to go back to playing the in-turn, the shot at second shot. They can see half of it. Everything you can see of this stone, with the action you get off these stones, it probably spins out at least into the open if it doesn't leave the rings altogether. It'd have to be a little unfortunate with the weight they could throw to dead jam it behind cover. Having said that, he might have been a little back on the release. The thinner he hits this, the better the chance he sticks it right there. It will spin out a little bit and then spins back at the end. It's edge to edge with the guard. Needed to hit that just a little bit thicker. Might have been able to get it out of the 8-foot altogether. Scott Mitchell with his final stone, and you were talking about it a couple of ends ago, Wyatt. If they haven't switched these stones out, this is the one you think might curl a little bit more. Is that right?
The second stone?
Yeah.
I was thinking that one's a hair straighter than the rest.
Oh, that one's a hair straighter.
Yeah, they'd seem to have been sweeping that one for curl all game, and he's been coming up a few feet heavy on it a lot of times.
Of course, we don't have mics on this, so we don't know whether they've switched the stones out. Got plenty of curl there. Gets to the inside corner of his own. Sitting 2.
I think that's a pretty good outcome.
Yeah. I think it's straight pick either one of them. Not going to be able to hold his shooter. Could play a big weight feather tick on the first one, try to get the double that way, but that's a really tough shot and dangerous. That Brunner looks like he's trying to hit the top stone anyway, the top of those 2 red stones in the rings. Just throws this straight through. He's almost on the guard already, so you got to think there's going to be a little bit of a motion on the release just to hold it straight. This is close to the tick double. It's a little thick on the first one. Picks it clean. Russia's picking it up the hog line, looking for that last little bit of curl. Gets to the inside corner of his own and even a little further undercover. I'm sitting 2, and I don't think Michael Brunner can get at shot rock. He can hit the second shot stone. I don't think he can stay there. Romano Meyer suggesting they tap it back on a little bit of an angle. It's always the second who doesn't have to throw this shot that suggests a shot like that. Just going to make the play on second shot. He'll try to get as close to the nose as he can on it. Try to keep his shooter right there. If you keep the shooter there, at least he makes the last one very difficult for Sam. Might have to play the draw on the other side. Lots of room on the other side to make the draw, but it would at least change the shot for him. Hard to make this and not roll into the open. So make sure to by the guard, sweeping for the curl to try to stay right there. But it does roll out into the open. All kinds of choices for Sam. He can play the hit. He can play the same draw he just threw. Actually, would have had the draw on the other side too, which he was probably already eyeing up if they had made that shot. Then we'll elect to play the same shot again. Final stone here for Sam Mooibroek in the 7th. He's put up 2 deuces already in this game, a chance for a third one. Take the 6-4 lead. Coming home, he's already got shot rock. Good standing draw in his first one. Nothing out of the brushes yet. I think I heard the indication that the weight might be a little firm, so they're trying to hold the line, come up against the stone that Michael Brunner just delivered.
Certainly a large benefit for Sam there, making that shot after seeing it been played 4 or 5 times prior.
With that little roll in, picks up the 2 points, and Sam Mooibroek, third deuce of the game now with a 6-4 lead over Michael Brunner. It'll be Michael Brunner with last rock and we come back to the lead.
I've been farming on my own right for 40 years now, I think. It's a very wholesome enterprise. You have very, very busy periods when you have to go hard. So many of our windows are so tight that you just can't afford to miss a couple days of seeding.
When a producer places their trust in us, that when it's time for them to be able to make their living, we're going to be there. That's a tremendous responsibility that is not a one-day-a-year thing, right? In order to actually deliver on that, you have to build your processes and you have to build your team and you have to have a mindset of operational excellence, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And it's our job to make sure that they don't go wrong. Or if they do go wrong, that we can fix it before it affects our customer.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
Eighth end underway. First stone brought into the top of the 4-foot. The corner guard thrown up. Looks like Colin Schnur being asked to come right into the rings again. That's not really a surprise. The interesting thing here to see always, at least for myself, I find it interesting why since the 5-rock free guard zone came out, there are some teams that will elect to throw a tight guard, long guard, and throw the 2 corners on the same side, just so that you make sure you leave one path open to the button. Looks like Brunner's going to play this a little bit more the traditional way, where you split the corners onto either side of the house.
Yeah, it's certainly largely opponent-based too, right? If you have belief that your opponent's going to be able to step up there and make that double peel on command, I think you choose to split them up.
So with 2 rocks in the rings on the center line already, Sam now looking to throw the guard. He could bring a third one right into the rings too. It'll be interesting to see how Michael Brunner approaches this. He needs to make sure he's got a chance to score 2 here, but it's not uncommon since the 5-rock free guard zone came in to see a team in this position pick up 3 in the final end. He doesn't necessarily have to start blasting these reds, but he's going to have to move things. He had looked at one earlier in the game where they talked about just tapping things back. Looks like he's playing something like that now, looking like he's playing a split off that red guard, trying to get the shooter into the rings. They might be throwing big weight here. Might not kill the red stone. Just get it off the center line. Try to get the shooter into the ring as well, or at least keep it in the corner somewhere in play.
Yeah, certainly a great shot from Nathan there. Just kind of forcing Brunner here to play a soft weight shot that isn't necessarily straightforward.
Made it fairly well, though. Got his shooter into the rings. Sam electing to replace the guard. I thought he might at least look at hitting the Yellowstone just because it made it into the rings. It is open. A lot of rocks left to come, though, and he doesn't want to leave an easy shot at the two in the middle. Might see Brunner play a run back now. Close to the nose, get two, or maybe even all three of the reds moving. There's 4 yellows, probably too many to get rid of them all. So you know you're going to have stones to work with. Clean up the middle and try to generate your points. Boy, he has to hold the shooter here, though. Well, perhaps a little fortunate there for Romano Meyer. Overcurls a little bit, drives it by the two in the rings, but his shooter rolls across and actually covers that biter. So that rock just hanging on to the edge of the 12-foot is probably there for the rest of the end. That could be the rock that gets you your second point.
Yeah, that was certainly a pretty sneaky way to get away with.
Yeah, if you leave that one
that
open, at some point in time, Sam probably walks over and hits it, but now he can't. Putting the guard back a little tighter this time. For the run back one more time, try to get 2 of these. I think he's playing it with the triple. Looks like he's trying to hit on the center line side, just get the stone in the 12-foot. Be close to straight back, just underneath the yellow on the side, but does kill the 2 reds and rolls the shooter off the center line. Got Mitchell with his final stone here of the 8th end. needs to provide some protection for that for that shot stone. Could come right into the rings with this as well and stagger it behind the yellow guard. Electing to throw the straight guard here. Michael Brunner still looking at red onto red. Two yellows on the right-hand side where they rolled. It would be tough to play the yellow back and get shot rock. Great result if you could make it. It's not. I don't know if it's even there, to be honest. It might be overlapped a little too far. Some discussion about the come around, just corner freeze. You make the corner freeze on the red shot stone. You always know that if it's all you've got left, the two yellows, and if you look at it from the overhead on the right-hand side, are angled to come into that 4-foot area. You might have an angle run-in for three, your last one. He doesn't necessarily have to make that red go away right now. He's also got that red stone just outside of the rings on, if you look from the hacks, the right-hand side, the one right in front of Michael right now. You'd probably play a double off that if you had to as well. Is that what he's looking at now?
Yeah, it kind of looks like he's showing some interest in that rock over there.
Nice thing about playing it this early is you don't have to kill the redstone, even if you see him indicating. Even if you just punch it out into the open and leave the shooter right there, it's a pretty good result as well.
Yeah, I kind of think this was the best of his options. He didn't really have anything too great there.
Takes the hit, comes across, does catch the second stone. Andreas Gerlach ready with the brush, gets it all the way out the back. So now Michael Brunner, needing two to tie here, is sitting the two, both buried. Sam Mooibroek going to have to play a corner freeze around the stone and get to a stone to the top of the board, but just to try to hold them to two now. He has had great draw weight in this game, and they do know this path coming in towards the center line.
Yeah, we do have the benefit of having seen Nate make two good guards down that path, as well as Scott throw two down that path. So the sweepers should have a pretty good idea of how it's going to run. That's a terrific sweep by the brushers right there.
If anything, you might have overcurled that. It's dead in behind, so you can't really play the angle on it. You could run your own guard back out if you do that in this situation. First things first, Michael Brunner's got to find a place to put another rock. It looks like he's looking at the wide out turn around everything. The shot's probably there, but that'd be the first time anybody's been that wide and they're doing it in the eighth end. It's going to be a complete guess. Play the in-turn draw around to get shot rock, come around those two. You're probably going to have to be behind the tee line. Don't want to do that very bad either. Toronto Meyer looks like he's looking at run the guard back and try to pick the red off the top of the shot stone. That's what did I say last game about it's the second that always, if he doesn't have to throw it, that always wants to throw those shots.
Yes, exactly. You need somebody on the team with those ideas.
Do you?
I'm the second for the university team.
This is definitely the best result available for Michael, but it's a tough shot. It would be a tough shot at any point in the game, but play it in the eighth end when you haven't gone out this wide. You know there's likely going to be some frost there based on nothing else on what we've seen in previous games. This really is a guess. Line and weight, really. But if you can make this shot, get to the corner of the forefoot, you can be fairly confident you're going to have a shot for at least two no matter what Sam makes, and you could have a shot for the win yet. Rushers like the weight early, but they still have to stay with it. Got to be conscious of the possibility this could come down in a hurry. Got a nice line coming by. Boy, how nice is that in the eighth end? Puts it right on the corner of the forefoot. Sam looking at the run back on his own guard. He's got two ways he can make it. Straight back, red onto yellow. You can't get shot rock that way. His first indication was to try to hit the red guard onto the yellow that was just thrown. If he hits it just right, he can roll it in, get shot rock that way. The concern would be hitting it that way. Your shooter's going to roll off the center line. And if you roll back underneath the red-yellow combination, you might leave a double on the reds. And keep in mind, there's still that yellow sitting off the side, biting the 12-foot. So I think with that broom, it looks like they're playing it straight back. On the brush early, this might be over curling. They might have to play the other one as a plan B. Gets enough of it to remove that stone and keeps the run back stone in play as well. That's critical because the red stone popped out into the open a little bit. Had the ray stone rolled out of the rings, this would be for 3. Let's see until Michael gets out of the way whether you can see all of that rock. Looks like just all. Needs to stay for a piece of the 8-foot. And we'll be headed to extra ends. And Wyatt won't be getting any studying done this afternoon.
No. No, I will not.
Picked up the brush fairly early. Does have to get by that center guard. This is really moving towards the guard. Not a lot of weight. He's going to rub on the way by. Not going to make the shot. Not going to have to worry about extras. It's a single point for Brunner, but he needed 2 to tie. That'll give Sam Mooibroek the 6-5 win here. They'll move on into the championship round on Sunday, and that gives Wyatt all day Saturday to study. All kinds of time off.
Tons of time now.
My name's Sean Joyce. I've been joined by Wyatt Small for this game, fifth member of the Mooibroek team. We want to thank you for joining us here at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown on SaskTel Curling Stadium. We've had action all day yesterday, today. 2 more draws yet tonight, and 5 tomorrow, 3 on Sunday. We'll have all the action available for you right here. All the sheets, all the games, men and women, right through to the championship finals on Sunday.
We feed the world with Nutrien, and a large portion of what our job is to get fertilizer out with the carriers so they can get directed to the farms or to the different retail locations. We know that if we don't have the answer to something, we're not afraid to reach out because we have support from everyone. We've got a really good team behind us.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.